Boom! Hey YouTube, it's me, Nate Lovelady. So here we are again, and if you can see my eyes, you can tell I'm really tired. And being this tired kind of reminded me of something, and that's sleep deprivation. But right now, that's just because of the industry I work in. I work overnights. I'm in the security industry. But anyways, the one thing going back that was really one of the most torturous things at Ivy Ridge was the sleep deprivation. You know, there would be nights, so you'd lay down and you'd fall asleep. And I swear, I think one night those alarms went off 6, 7 times, right? Woo, woo, woo. They start going off, up, out of bed, in the hallway, line up, count. You'd finish counting. They'd make sure nobody, escaped. You get back in bed, and on certain days, like if it was really windy out, I think there were sensors, but the alarm would get tripped so easily that all night these fucking things would be going off. You get up, head count, lay down, get up, head count, lay down. And the worst part was so you'd fall asleep after all this bullshit, and you'd be drifting off comfortably, maybe dreaming of not being there. And as soon as you drift off, wake up! Wake up! It's time to fucking get up for the day. That was the worst, when that alarm would go off like 30 minutes before it was rise and shine. And it'd take you 15, 20 minutes to fall back asleep. It'd be out fucking 10 minutes, and then you got to get up, spring into action. You got to go do physical fitness first thing in the morning after not sleeping all night. So think about that, man. Sleep deprivation, you're being awoken at all hours of the night at the most I mean, just in the craziest of ways. The alarm was absolutely, it just pierced through your fucking brain. It was so loud. And you get up, and all night you're doing that, and you're exhausted already, and you're exhausted from the day before and the day before that. And then you wake up and you go do fitness, and you run around in circles. Well, not circles, it was a square, but you run and 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 you run, and you're just like, holy shit, man, when are we going to be done running? And then you're done running, and then you'll do things like up downs, or one of the more painful ones, especially waking up right first thing in the morning. It's like once you do the laps, your legs would be on fire and you'd be hurting, but then you'd lay on the ground on your back, right, and you'd have to lift your legs up, so your legs, your calves, nothing's touching the ground, just kind of straight and like ahead of you, like this, right? So your hands, whatever, or not your hand, your feet would be like this, and you'd have to hold them, and there'd have to be so much space in between you and the floor, and everybody had to hold it there for however long they decided you hold it for. And once your shit started to drop, if it dropped, everybody started over again. And you couldn't blame a person if their legs did drop, because I mean, this shit sucked, man. We were getting pounded into the fucking ground over and over again, and it just didn't stop. And if you were in worksheets was even worse, because you didn't run. So I always felt like in worksheets they doubled it up. So you couldn't run the gym, so I think everything just got doubled. Double frog hops, double up downs. And a lot of the time, you didn't change when you were in worksheets. You did fitness right in your uniform, so you'd sweat, pour sweat, and you'd stink and you'd be uncomfortable. And then when you were done, you'd get up and you go sit your ass back down in the chair on the edge of the chair, and you go about your day. And man, that was life at Ivy Ridge. Awoken all night by all kinds of crazy ass shit. Well, I mean, for the most part, I wouldn't say all kinds of crazy ass shit, but like the alarms every once in a while, somebody having a freak out, which could you blame them? No. And yeah, that was, I think, one of the more horrible things was the sleep deprivation. And then it's like you lay down at night and you're just like, fuck, man, like, where did I go wrong? How did I get here? Are my parents thinking about me? Do they still love me? Do they know what's going on here? Am I so bad that I deserve this? Is this gonna be forever? You ask yourself all these questions laying there at night, and you wonder. And man. The physical abuse was horrible, but in a way, the mental abuse, that weighed on your mind every day, all day, every day. You could take a slug to the chest, or you could, do quadruple physical fitness. Yeah, but when that was done, that was done. But the mental anguish and turmoil you were in all day, every day, weighing on your mind, that was, you couldn't just shake that. If you got punched one in the chest, that happened to me. It would hurt, but you could shake that shit off and whatever. But you couldn't shake off what was in the mind. And there are survivors out there who still haven't shaken off that mental weight that's bearing on their minds. Oh man, and I feel for them. 2 decades, I've had a lot of time to heal. I've had a lot of time to forget. I've forgiven one person, that was my mom, and she's the one that sent me there, but everybody else, fuck them. My family knew what was going on. My family said, well, leave him there. Let him learn his lesson. There was one person who said, don't send him to these places, man. Don't send him here. These places ruin kids. And that was my grandma. And my grandma was always my biggest watchdog, man. She's my guardian angel now. She passed away years ago, but she was the only one that said, don't send him here. And when I got home from the program, I went to go live with her. And once I moved in with my grandparents, I was on the honor roll. I missed 2 days of school due to illness. I was eating healthy. I was getting everything I needed that I wasn't getting at that time when I was at home with my mother. And things got better, man. Things started to work out, thank goodness. But here I am today, a couple decades later, doing parking enforcement and working security in nightclubs. And I'm loving life. We travel a lot. I've caught a fugitive last year. That was cool. And I'm just loving life. I'm doing the best I can, man, with what I got. I don't drive a Mercedes. I don't live in a palace. But you'd think I did drive a Mercedes, and you'd think I lived in a 5-story mansion. Because I just try to be grateful for what I have. Anyways, guys, I'm rambling on now. So thank you for watching. Love you all. Much love and respect. Keep the ball rolling. Keep people listening. Make people aware. All right, it's 7 p.m. Let's do this. 6 a.m. Here I come.